Okay, boys. So today I'm going to teach you how to draw the human heart.
Sir,
Yes.
yes, you have already told us this.
Okay. Okay. No problem. But we could not complete this, right? So we are going to learn this. Okay. Again. Now, boys, please pay attention. How to draw the diagram. Again. What did I tell you that you see? What do we do? That we draw a circle, right? Then we draw a second circle with this one, with the first one, and then what do? We draw a V like this over here, right, boys? Next step, what did I teach you? That we rub first place, second, third, fourth, and fifth. All right, boys? Now, what did I tell you guys next? That what do? That we draw a line down from here and one line coming down from here, like this. Then second line parallel to the first one, and then we draw this blood vessel like this. Okay, boys. Now, next step, what do? That we draw like this over here and like this over here. Then we draw a blood vessel over here like this and blood vessel over here like this. All right, boys. Next step, what do? We draw a zigzag line coming down here, going up, coming down, and then going up like this. Now, next step, what do? That we draw line like this. Then we draw a second line parallel to the first one. Now, as this blood vessel goes from the back of the heart and comes down over here like this. Now, when it is up, we rub from three places: 1, 2, and 3. Now, here what do? We make one blood vessel, second, and third one. Like this. Then, boys, we draw the last blood vessel over here. We start from here, we go up, it goes up and it bifurcate Now here you make a V to show the blood vessel going like this, and here going like this. Okay, boys. So the heart diagram is now complete. Understood, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now we are going to label it and learn about it.
Sir, you
If you
have
guys,
drawn this diagram in the last class.
I know, I know we did. Okay, boys, we learned that last time that this is the right atrium. This over here is the left atrium. We also learned that this over here is the right ventricle. And this over here is the left ventricle. Then, boys, if you guys remember, I told you guys that this blood vessel over here, this is called as inferior vena cava. Now, the vena cava, it is the largest vein of our body. This is the inferior vena cava. Why is it called as inferior vena cava? Because it is bringing the blood from the lower parts of the body. It is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the both legs, from the abdomen, and from the lower parts of the chest. All right, boys. Why is it called as inferior vena cava? Because it is bringing the blood from the lower parts of the body, and this blood is deoxygenated from the both legs, abdomen, and lower part of the chest. Then, boys, this one over here, this is called as superior vena cava. Now, why is it called as superior vena cava? Because it is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the upper parts of the body. It is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the head, from the neck, from the both shoulders, from the both arms and upper part of the chest. Then, boys, this right atrium contract, and this deoxygenated blood passes from the right atrium into right ventricle, passing through this valve, which is called as tricuspid valve. Now, if you guys remember, in the last lecture, I told you what is the meaning of tricuspid. The word tri, it means three. This is the word cusp. It means flap. So there are three flaps in this valve. If you guys see 1, 2, and 3, the third one I have shown it in the form of a dash to show that this is a tricuspid valve. Now, what is the job of these valves? Remember that, boys, that the job of these valves is that they prevent the backflow of the blood. You should see, I will explain this right now. That what will happen that now this deoxygenated blood, let me write with the blue color, it is now present in this right ventricle. Now when this right ventricle it will contract, at that time there is you see this deoxygenated blood, it will enter into this blood vessel, which goes up and divides into two. Now, when this right ventricle contract, at that time there is chance that the blood can go back into the right atrium. So this tricuspid valve will prevent it by closing, by shutting and preventing the blood from going back. Now, then what will happen? That this blood vessel in which the blood entered, now this blood vessel, it is called as pulmonary trunk. Then boys, what did I tell you? This pulmonary trunk goes up and it divides into two blood vessels. Now this blood vessel is called as left pulmonary artery. Now this left pulmonary artery, it will take the deoxygenated blood to the left lung. Now, in the left lung, what will happen? That this blood, it will lose the carbon dioxide and it will gain the oxygen. So the blood, it will become what? Oxygenated blood. Then boys, this blood vessel on this side, it is called as right pulmonary artery. Now, this right pulmonary artery, it will take the blood to the right lung. Now, in the right lung, the blood will lose the carbon dioxide and will gain the oxygen and it will become oxygenated. Now, boys, if you guys remember, I told you guys that there are two blood vessels over here.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, this right pulmonary artery will take deoxygenated blood to the right lung.
Yes. Yes. Remember this blue lines which you are seeing, this is deoxygenated blood. The blue lines which you are seeing, this is what? Deoxygenated blood. Okay?
Deoxygen.
I am intentionally making it with the blue color. Understand?
Okay.
So the blue lines, this is all is deoxygenated blood. So boys, what happens? That this, you see, this deoxygenated blood which came from the whole body into the right atrium. Then you see right atrium contract and that deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle. Then right ventricle contract, that deoxygenated blood went into the pulmonary trunk. Then from the pulmonary trunk, you see this went up, which this pulmonary trunk divided into two blood vessels, left pulmonary artery and right pulmonary artery. Left pulmonary artery took the blood to the left lung and the right pulmonary artery took the blood to the right lung. Got it, boys? Now, then what did I tell you? That here are two blood vessels. Look here. There are two blood vessels over here. These two. Let me show this. There are four blood vessels total. To this one, to this one. Now these red arrows which I have drawn, you can see that on the left side, these two are definitely entering into the left atrium. Even these ones are also entering into the left atrium, boys. Let me show this and this, these all four. Now these ones, they are called as right pulmonary veins. Let me write properly so that you guys don't become confused later. So these two are right pulmonary veins and these two are left pulmonary veins. Now boys, the blood from the left lung will enter into left pulmonary veins. There are two of them. And these left pulmonary veins, they will bring the oxygenated blood back into the heart, into the left atrium from the left lung. And these right pulmonary veins, they will bring the blood from the right lung, which is the oxygenated blood. Now boys, interesting thing that these right pulmonary veins, they will go behind of the heart and they will enter into the left atrium. They will go from the back of the heart and they will enter into the left atrium. Understood everyone?
Yes,
Right
sir.
boys? Now
Yes, sir.
what has happened that the oxygenated blood has now entered into the left atrium. Now what will happen that this left atrium will contract and the oxygenated blood, it will pass through this valve which is called as bicuspid valve. Now why is it called as bicuspid valve? Now boys, let me tell you. Here the word bi, it
Two.
means what? Two.
Two.
And the word cusp means what?
Flap.
Flap.
Yeah.
So in the bicuspid valve, there are two flaps. In the bicuspid valve, there are two flaps. Now, boys, again, what is the job of bicuspid valve? Prevent the backflow of the blood. Prevent the backflow of the blood. It will prevent the blood from going back into the left atrium. Right, boys? Now, what has happened? This oxygenated blood is now present in the left ventricle. Now, boys, one interesting fact that this bicuspid valve, it is also called as mitral valve. This is its another name. Now, why is it called as mitral valve? Now, if you guys have seen in the movies or in the TV dramas or in the TV, the Christian priest, they wear a cap like this, long, and from the top it is like this. Have you guys seen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right? So the priest, they wear the cap like this. Now, this cap is called as mitre. Now, when the scientists they observed that you see the shape of this valve resemble the shape of the mitre, so that is why they gave it the name mitral valve. Okay. Now, boys, the oxygenated blood has reached where? Into the left ventricle. Now, what will happen? This left ventricle will contract and blood will enter into this blood vessel. Now, this blood vessel is going down. If you guys remember, I told you. Now, if you guys see, when this blood vessel went up, it divided into three blood vessels. This one, and this one. Now, boys, this blood vessel, it is called as aorta. So this blood vessel is aorta. Now, when this blood vessel aorta goes up, it divides into three blood vessels. Now, this one is taking the blood to the left. Now, this one is called as left subclavian artery. Now, this is taking the blood to the left shoulder and left arm. This one over here is called as right subclavian artery. This is the taking the blood to the right shoulder and right arm. Now this one over here, this is called as carotid artery. Now this is taking the blood to the neck and then towards the head. Then boys, this blood vessel, which you see the aorta went from back of the heart and then came down. This blood vessel, it is called as descending aorta. As it is taking the blood down, so that is why it is called as descending aorta. Understood everyone? Now all the red arrows which you are seeing, this is showing that this is carrying the oxygenated blood to the whole body. Now this descending aorta, it will take the blood to the rest of the body, to the abdomen, to the both legs, to all the organs present in the lower chest and the abdomen. Understand everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now here we want to discuss here two more things we need to discuss. That there are two more valves which we need to discuss, boys. Look here. This is aorta. In the aorta, there is also a valve here like this. And in the pulmonary trunk as well, there is a valve here like this. Now, boys, the valve which is present in the aorta, this is called as aortic semilunar valve. And the valve which is present in the pulmonary trunk, this valve, this is called as pulmonary semilunar valve. This one is called as pulmonary semilunar valve. Now, boys, again, what is this semilunar valve? Now, let me write over here. Semilunar valve. The word semi means what?
Half.
Half. The word lunar means what? Moon.
Moon.
So boys, the flaps in these valves, they are half moon shape. The flaps in this valve are half moon shape. As these flaps, they are half moon shape. So that is why it is called as the semilunar valves. That is why these are called as semilunar valves. Okay, boys? Understood, everyone? Now, again, what is the job of these valves? Remember that all the valves, they always have one job. And what is that job? Prevent the backflow of the blood. Now, boys, here, very, very important thing. If you guys see that the right side is blue, left side is red. Now, it shows what? It shows that the right side of the heart it pumps blood, lungs, and left side of heart it pumps blood to whole body. Now, what is happening? That at the same time, blood is pumped into two different directions. Right side is pumping to the lungs and left side is pumping to the whole body. So that is why it is called as double circuit heart. So let me write over here as heart pumps blood to two different directions at the same time. So so it is called as double circuit heart, and phenomenon is called as double circulation, and the phenomenon is called as double circulation. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right? So if you guys remember, we learned about the fish that it is a single circuit heart. We learned about the fish that it is a single circuit heart. But the mammal's heart and the, you see this, if you guys remember the last lecture, mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians, their heart is double circuit. And here right now we are discussing the human heart. Okay, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, boys? Now, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, boys, any question now about this? Did you guys understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, is it interesting or not?
Yes,
It is.
sir.
So, boys, I want you all to go through this at home, okay? I'm going to share this with you guys. So please go through this at home, okay? Because you see, if you will learn this right now, you will easily memorize it. And also read from the book. Now, another thing which I'm going to tell you right now, if you pay attention towards the diagram, the left side of the heart its wall I made a little bit thicker, right? Now, why did I make the wall a little bit thicker? Because this, you see, this left wall is thicker than the right wall of the ventricle, because it has to pump the blood to the whole body. Right, boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is why it's a bit thicker. This question can even come in the exam. Why left ventricle wall is thicker than the right ventricle? So the answer will be very, very simple, because the left ventricle has to pump the blood to the whole body. Now, boys, I want you all to draw this diagram and share it with me, okay? In the OneNote.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I've shared the yesterday's diagram.
Okay, good. Now share it with complete labeling and everything, okay?
Okay, sir.
And remember one thing, boys, whenever you are labeling, never, you see, do you see that, and is there any labeling crossing the other labeling?
No, sir.
No, right? So remember, never cross two labels, okay? Otherwise your marks will be cut. I have done so many labelings over here, but not a single labeling is cut, right? So never cut the labelings, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, boys, see you guys inshallah in next class. Take care and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Love is, sir.
Allah Hafiz.